So the subject, she who shall not be named, Lisa Cook. What do you think about that?
I think it's interesting that this issue hasn't popped up before now, to be very honest with you. I guess my opinion is that the Fed should be looking into it independent of anybody else. And I think the fear is it sets a dangerous precedent to have someone at this senior level with these kind of academic credentials being accused of this. It should be pretty straightforward how to find out. They should recuse themselves at least until a cursory examination by I'd say at least by the Fed, but the DOJ, if that's what it is. If she's committed fraud, that's a big deal. She should go. But I mean, we had that stock trading issue, didn't we, Nancy, just a couple of years ago? And
under Powell.
Guys said, "Hey, this is horrible. We're going to, rather than drag the Fed into this, we're going to get out of here."
Yeah. And so they resigned.
On both sides, by the way. I don't like the president's doing either. I think making it personal is not the way to do it either. I think you do adjudicate it, but you got to do it the right way.
Well, it's funny because the Federal Reserve came out yesterday and said, made a statement, and it was, basically saying she can only be removed for cause. Long tenures and removal protections for governors serve as a vital safeguard. But you've made the point, if you're in a situation where your ethics really can't be challenged, you've got to be above board and then some. And again, we don't know if she did it. I kind of think Bill Pulte wouldn't have gone, on the air and said, we've got it. It's within 2 weeks. She applied for 2 mortgages. Both of them were declared as her primary residence. That's a federal crime. And you've pointed out, what's that?
It's fraud.
It's fraud. And you've pointed out that it's probably pretty broad-based. Yeah, I mean, we know Adam Schiff has gotten caught up in this. A lot of these folks do this. The thing is, if I was going to sell my soul, I don't think I'd do it for, a lower down payment and 0.5% off my interest rate. I mean, it would have to be for something much bigger than that. But that just shows you how deep the corruption goes and how unchecked these folks are. As you know, I applied, I was asked to interview, use that term loosely, for a Federal Reserve position, called your dad and he said, don't do it. So I did it. And it was a lot of fun because I got to go to the White House. But that's the first thing they ask you. Do you have anything to hide? Is there anything about your record we need to know about? So, they vetted, but it's government. So the vetting may have not been accurate, but yeah, you're right. I think this is pretty serious. I think the president has done himself a disservice by attacking Powell in such a vicious manner, even though, I've been criticizing Powell for 4 years, pretty mercilessly. I think my favorite was the savant idiot in the White House. That's a Joseph Epstein. I'm not in the White House, pardon me, at the Fed. That's a Joseph Epstein phrase, and it's the person who's very smart but is 100% wrong about everything all the time. That's Powell. But anyway.
But your point earlier, like these people, they are very sophisticated. It's like why board of directors are held liable for bad actions. It's, your expectation is that you should be held to a higher standard because you can't get fired for just regular stuff. And I would say financial fraud, I think that would meet my definition of cause. Now, she hasn't been convicted of that, which I think is what Powell was talking about. He's like, hey, we got to let this work out. I just can't fire her because someone said she did something. But he should have an independent investigation because it definitely affects the reputation of the whole Fed to have people like this that are, if this is true, then what's going on with the vetting process? How did this happen? And I think you and I were talking, Nancy, and I said, that I wouldn't be surprised if there is a lot of analysis right now going on for this specific type of activity because of
across.
Oh yeah, this is a much more widespread issue that people were doing this a lot, and this is chump change in the scheme of things. At least individually, you're right. I mean, what did she save? Like a point?
Yeah, maybe. And my favorite part of all of this, I was watching, of course, again early in the morning, and they brought in the host of Jackson Hole, who's the Fed president of Kansas City. And they asked him about it. He goes, I think we should be fair. These applications are very complicated. He said that on the air. Now we got a PhD economist who's setting monetary policy, which, by the way, affects mortgage rates. And the application was just a little bit too complicated.
You can't make this stuff. I mean, I wish it was. I wish we were. Like this is what is it? The B. It's one of those joke, parodies. It's not. So like a regular person can fill the form out, but to your point, but PhDs that are entrusted with running the entire monetary policy of the largest economy in the world, maybe not. It's really hard, to get that next line. And what is a primary residence? What do you mean by primary?
Who's first? What does first mean? Yeah. Anyway, so we'll see. The market doesn't seem to care. Bond market maybe a little more jittery, but not really. And I think Byron's done a good job for us, kept us nice and short, callables on the bond side. So we'll see. And then of course our bet, you owe me $100.
Not yet.
Because the Fed's going to cut.
Until the fat lady sings.